Rugrats, the 90s animated Nickelodeon television series, my favorite of all time. Although a children's show, this show definitely had some scary scenes in many different episodes. And this is my top 10 scariest Rugrats episodes of all time, starting off number 10 being Chucky vs. the Potty. This came out during the second season. This is the second episode of that season. And in particular, the scene which scared me as a child and still scares me today is the scene where Chucky's dreaming about being dragged to the electric chair or the potty whilst Angelica pulls the cord and Chucky gets flushed down the toilet. Here, take a look at a scene from that episode.
Stop the chair! Wait! No, please, not Dad!
Okay, now to number 9. This is season 3, episode 6, which is titled Farewell My Friend. This is the episode where Chucky and the gang explore Chaz Finster's greenhouse. But in particular, the scene in this episode which scared me was the dream sequence where Chucky, again, he's having a dream where he's in the snow with the gang and they're jumping over mountains and Chucky falls into this crevasse and then wakes up. But here, take a look at a scene from that episode. Okay, now to number 8. This is season 1, episode 8, titled Real or Robots. The episode where Tommy and Chucky have a sleepover, only to become frightened when they watch this movie of this mad scientist building this robot. When Stu turns off the TV and they go to bed, only to bizarrely think that Tommy's father, Stu, is a robot. But the scene in particular in this episode which scared me growing up and still scares me to this day is the scene where Tommy turns the television back on only to find this robot carrying this screaming kid. Here, check out that scene from that episode.
Good night, Chucky. Your mom and dad will come over to get you in the morning. Good night, Tommy.
Okay, now to number 7. This is The Last Babysitter, which is the 3rd season, the 8th episode, when Tommy's staying at Susie's place and they're reading this book on monsters and something is lurking behind the scenes. But here, take a look at a scene from this episode.
The he likes the dark. Oh, I bet that's him in the basement. Hey, Susie, what if it was a volcano with a tunnel to your basement?
Okay, now to number 6. This is season 4, episode 15, which is titled Dust Bunnies. But in particular, the scene which scared me as a child and even as an adult is the scene where you see this enormous bunny wrap its ears around Chucky and drag him into some cave of some sort. But anyways, here, take a look at a scene from this episode.
And drag you back to the kingdom of dust. No, don't take me away. No.
Okay, now to number 5. This is a very nostalgic episode, and this came out during the 2nd season. This is the 15th episode of the 2nd season, and that is Visitors from Outer Space. Now, this is the episode where Tommy gets abducted by aliens, but it's really all a dream in this episode. Because Tommy, right before he goes to bed, the adults are talking about alien abductions. And yeah, this episode was just bizarre and freaky and definitely still haunts me to this day. Check out a scene from this episode. Okay, now to number 4. This is season 3, episode 16, and that is Under Chucky's Bed. Scary episode where Chucky thinks a monster is living under his bed, and then Tommy goes over Chucky's house for a sleepover, and they have to find out if there's a monster under his bed and how to conquer this monster. But in particular, the scene that scared me as a child was when Angelica is telling the babies about this kid that disappeared and the kid got eaten up by a monster. But here, check out that scene from that episode.
Now never saw little Barnaby Jones again.
Okay, now on to number 3. This is Mr. Clean. This is season 3, episode 20, where Chucky is a bit of a germaphobe. I personally have OCD, so I know what it's like. But in particular, the scene in this episode, which was freaky as a child, even as an adult, was when all those little germs pick Chucky up and throw him off his bed. But take a look at that scene. Okay, now to number 2, the second scariest scene in the entire show, or what I think is the scariest, and that is Angelica's worst nightmare, which is season 3, episode 21, where Angelica is having this dream of this enormous baby chasing her. It was just freaky, and even just to think as an adult, it is freaky. Come on, like, take a look at that scene.
I wonder what a toy car would taste like.
No, please! I'm your big sister!
Well, now you're num-nums.
Okay, now to number 1. This is definitely scary for children, adults, people of all ages. I don't know what they were thinking when they made this episode, but the scene in particular, which still scares me to this day, me and my brothers talk about this all the time. It is in the Dreamtime, season 3, episode 18, where Stu goes to, I think it's Chaz goes to Stu's house, and then he taps him on the shoulder, he turns around, and it's like Stu, but it's not Stu. But here, take a look at a scene from that episode.
Stu, I didn't know you were coming over.
I'm not Stu.
Whoa, what can I say? Makes my heart beat even to this day. Like, I'm shaking. But thank you for this video, everyone. I'm Mike Star. If you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below any questions you may have. And also let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think the scariest Rugrats episode was? Or just in general in the whole Rugrats show. Even if it doesn't make sense, but to you, it probably does. Anyways, I'm out of everyone. I'm Mike Star. Catch you all in the next video. But until then,